Hello chefs, this is Chef Agriterra coming at you from the cottage kitchen here on lovely Cape Cod. And what we're going to do today is we're going to make, we're going to prep 2 filet de boeuf en croute. Yes, excuse me. 2 tenderloins of beef wrapped in brioche bread, French bread, and then baked in the oven. So we have a stuffing to make, a Duzel stuffing from Julia Child's very own cookbook, and that's mushrooms, shallots, onions, little scallions, garlic, little Madeira wine, and you know, wonderful things. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these. We're going to do it a little differently. We're going to cut these about halfway down and then core them out a little bit more into slices, and then we're going to stuff the stuffing between the slices, and then we're going to wrap it all up and we'll refrigerate it, and it'll go into the pastries day of, which is Saturday. So this video will be a work in progress here, and hopefully we get the whole thing wrapped up together. Alright. Now I'm going to unwrap these, and then we'll talk about our next step. Okay, now Julie will tell you, and you know, God bless her, she's my hero, but she will tell you to cut like right here and right here, so you have uniform pieces of meat. She would have you trim this off right here, so it will be a uniform piece of meat. We're not going to do that. This is prime beef. And what we're going to get with the narrower side here is well done pieces of filet mignon. And you know what? There's always a few people who want well done. And there's always a few people who want the meat to actually walk to the table and jump on your plate. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to trim off some of this fat here, and then we will move on to the next step. See these, get the fat out in there, in here. See all that right in there. Trim that off. Trim some of that down. You're not going to get it all. Don't stress if you have to do that, but you know, get some of the fat off, and don't throw it out. All right, hang on to that. We're going to use that a little bit later. Fat's good. Fat is good. Okay. Let me trim this, and then we'll go on to the next step. Bye! Alright. Yeah, we got it trimmed. I mean, listen, you're not going to get it all. So don't try. Look at that. We got zoom on this thing and everything. Huh? So, we got $300, a little over $300 worth of prime tenderloin of beef. Let's see if we can get that there. There's a little bit bowl of our fat. Now what we want to do is we want to brown this. And the only way we're going to brown this meat, any meat, I should tell you, is we got to pat it dry. Alright? Get the moisture off of the meat. It won't brown. It'll just go gray if you don't get the moisture off of the meat. Alright, so now I'm going to dry this meat, and then when I'm done drying it, oh boy, pardon me while I walk away for a minute, I'm going to throw a little pepper on it. I'm going to throw a little Lowry's seasoned salt on it. You know, I'm not going to go crazy, but a little bit of seasoning salt, a little bit of pepper, and then we're going to brown it. Brown it. Okay? So as you can see, that's one side is kind of dry. We'll put it on another tray, flip it over. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so we have our meat patted dry, and then I'm going to use a roasting pan to brown it. Okay, and as you see the stock there in the back burner, we'll skim that off so it's not too much of this junk on the top. We'll skim that off a little bit, right? But right now we're going to take this roasting pan and we're going to add a little bit of bacon fat to it. It's going to smoke. Okay, add a little bacon fat to the pan. And then we'll add a little Lowry's to the meat. You just get one side of it, right? And then we're going to take and we're going to brown this. Doesn't quite fit, but it's close. Oh, and of course that might help. There we go. Alright. So we're just browning it a touch. Alright, let's flip it over. A little bit of brown there. That's it. Not too much. We'll get a little brown on that. Little sia, as you were. Proceed with caution. It's a hot pan, right? Alright. That's all. We're not cooking it. We're just browning it. Alright. Let's throw a touch more oil in there. Bacon fat, as it were. It's gonna smoke. Okay? And let's go with this one. The Big Daddy. The Big Daddy of the two. See around that. This one we'll throw a little Lowry's on this side of this one here. Yeah, it looks good. We'll give that one a quick sear. And then we're going to set these aside and stand. And we're going to make the stuffing. Alright, that's the next step. I'll be back with you in a minute.